G'day, how you going? So a couple of weeks ago, Photolab 9 just came out, and I'm just going to go through it and show you all the latest things that came out on it. I think the main thing that I'll show you, because everything pretty much stayed the same, except now, which is quite a big change actually, is the AI feature. I think really that was the only thing that was really lacking with DXO Photolab, was that all the other applications like Lightroom and Luminar, it's the only ones that I know of, they had that AI. Basically the whole AI thing is just really just selecting certain objects easier. And they also have the selection of just hovering the mouse over it, so that's quite handy too. And the other thing really is it crashes a lot. So now there is a lot of reports out there, I've Googled it as well, and everyone's saying the same thing. It's crashing with mainly NVIDIA cards. So the workaround is just, for me, is to use CPU, because I don't really want to downgrade the GPU drivers, because I use that for my video editing, and I kind of don't want to go backwards, you know. But they did say on their website that they know about it and they're gonna fix it. So, you know, hopefully soon. AI is it's just there to make it a little bit easier. You know, you can just select that person. It doesn't get it right all the time. Just select that person only rather than coloring him in. And then you can up and down the shadows, whatever you want for that particular selection. And the editing itself is up there with, you know, Lightroom, and probably better than Luminar Neo, although, I mean, it's much of a muchness. For me anyway, for an amateur, you know, up and down on the shadows, that's all you need, isn't it? Anyway, let's jump over and we'll talk more over at the computer. Let's go. It's got its like little learning menu here. Photolab 9 has like a Windows-based directory structure tree. So just what you see on your Windows structure, it will be the same over on here. You can also do projects down here, create a new project, and you can put everything in a project. The difference with that is that the photos, you drag the photos into that project and the photos can be stored anywhere. There's a thing up here that I discovered is a search for images. Say for instance, I want to look for an obscure millimeter, like 122 millimeters. 4 pictures were shot at 122 millimeters. The 40 to 150, I use that a lot. I use that 305 times. Jerry. Oh, Jerry. Jerry, 40 to 150. Now this here, you can actually unlock this if you want and open it up in a new window. And then when you click on a photo, it goes back there. And when you close this, it goes back down to the bottom. And then you click up here and you click customize. On the left-hand side here, I want to see the info, the ISO, the shutter speed and everything. Now the only way you can see that normally was when you're actually in the photo library way. Here on the right hand side you'll see it up here, but when I'm in customize mode, I want to see it. I want to have access to that. I want to know what ISO I'm working on instantly. And one way I figured it out, on the left here, I want to get rid of projects. I don't use that. So let's go to palettes and then select metadata. And there it is. So that's cool. I like that. I like it like that. So then when I'm working over here, I'm going, Jesus, why is this so noisy? And then I quickly look over to the left here. So now on the right-hand side, this is where all the magic happens. You've got all your buttons on the top here. So the first one is the main one, your exposure. So if you want to bring that up a little bit. DXO Smart Lighting, that's kind of like the automation tool for it. You can actually increase it, and if you want, the intensity of it. The selective tone, bring down your highlights, your mid-tones, shadows. And then Clear View Plus, that makes everything crunchy. You see how crunchy everything gets? Look at her dress. Just super high contrast, crunchiness. Sometimes it can get a bit crazy, But, if you add it just in the right spots, usually you selectively add that just to the person or tree bark, pavement, concrete, stuff like that to make it all nice and crunchy. There is a thing here called auto. If you click on auto, it just does it for you. This is vignetting. It'll get rid of the vignetting of your lens. Because you remember, DXO knows, because it studied it over the last 20 years, and every camera that comes out, every lens that comes out, it knows where the vignetting is. It knows all the thingamajigs. And then we move over to work color space, raw white balance. You can go color black and white rendering if you want. Lookup tables, after midnight, old magazine. Oh yeah, it's got its own LUTs. I didn't know that. Old Sicily. Old Sicily. Sunny summer, timeless, twilight. Huh. Oh, that looks all right. It has its own LUTs. I didn't know that. There you go. Yeah, we'll turn that off. And then you've got your color wheel. So, for instance, you can pick pink color there. It thinks it's red. So you use a little dropper, play with the saturation, luminance. Bit more vibrant. There you go. That's pretty good, eh? So we went from there to there. I'm thinking the green, I don't really like that. I think a lot of people like to desaturate their greens. Gives you that more dramatic, there you go, I said it, dramatic look. Like a really fluorescent green is good, like in a rainforest, or you got moss in a rainfall and waterfall and things like that. But when you, like, especially where I live, there's all green parks and parklands and shit. I just don't like it. I like to numb it down a bit. Denoising and demosaicing. Now, this is the other bit that I said in the intro about how good this thing is. You got your. This is for noise, how much noise there is. So I usually pick Deep Prime XD XD2S. That's the Star Wars one. I call it the Star Wars one. This one here is for Fuji. If you've got a Fuji, that's why it's blacked out. You can't select it. It's only for X-Trans sensors. For some reason, Fuji want to be different than the rest of us. As per usual, with their bloody prices. X100V, what a joke. Then again, I want one. So I just picked this one. Apparently that's the best. Ultimate quality and extra detail. Now, the only thing is you can't see it until you see it, until you process it and export it. But there is a little thing that I saw Rob Trek do. Loopy. Yeah, the lupe. If you look at it there, you can't see nothing. But if you lupe it, it'll be the final product. Cropping tools. Horizon tool. So you click on that and it auto horizons it. If you do want to do the line and you do have a straight line, you can use this and just follow the horizon. If you see stuff that's still on, like the loopy tool and everything, and you're wondering why it doesn't disappear, they're all up here. They turn that horizon level off, and I just like to eyeball it myself. I'm telling you now, composition, no joke, is 99% of photography. You just got to feel it. You have to have a feeling. It's a feeling. It's the vibe. As Dennis Denudo once said, it's the vibe. Now, she's walking that way, so I want more space this way. And the numbnut who took this photo should have realised that. Then you got your perspectives. This is another thing that I like DXO for over Luminar Neo. Is that it's got really good perspectives. You can really fix up your keystones, especially with auto. You can really automatically just fix your perspectives. No corrective perspectives detected. There you go. So it's kind of looked at it and realised, well, there's no keystone buildings or anything like that. I think that's how it works. But then if you want to do it manually, you can also do it manually. Pick your building, your skyscraper, move it around and it'll figure it out for you. See, activate viewpoint. Viewpoint is another thing you can buy. I think that's purely for landscape architecture. If you're really into architecture, buildings and stuff, for anything really, viewpoint, I don't have it. I've got Film Pack, but there's one thing I've got to mention. When you buy Photolab, the DXO Prime, Deep Prime comes with it, so you don't need to buy Deep Prime separately, which is like what I did originally. It comes with it. But it doesn't come with Film Pack. You got to buy that separate, and Viewpoint, you got to buy that separate. And then you can just add them here, and so they all come over here. Like for example, Film Pack, yeah. So you don't have to actually open up Film Pack to get to it. You can get to it here. So far out. Look at that. Huh. Film Pack. Oh shit! How do I get back? Okay, so if you don't, oh sugar, I want to go back. How do I go back? Here. So over here in advanced history, you've got your back button. If I do Control Z, yeah, it goes back one. Or you can go back a few. It remembers everything that you did over here on the advanced history. This one here is effects. This is good as well, I like. You can add your watermark. And then you got, yeah, your filter, you got your cool grain if you want. You can pick what grain also. Positive film. Let's pick Fuji Provia 400. Oh, this is the grain. There you go. Shit, see the grain on that. Looks like an old Cafcode ray tube. You got vignetting. It's a really easy way of doing vignette. Wooden frame. This one. No, that's shit. That one's crap. That's like a nice one just for like, you know the old photo books you could buy, and you have the little tabs there, and you insert the photo inside the little tab. The good old days. This one's a nice one. This one's nice too. I like this one. It's just like a film border. And then you got your paper grain as well. They put a little light leak there, intensify it. That looks pretty cool. That's foam, Lomo. Hey, Lomo. Bloody Lomos. Pushing up the price of film cameras. And then we come to, oh shit, I'll turn that off. Local adjustments with the AI. Now this is the main change that's happened, I think. Now you can have the local adjustments like you always used to. You probably, if you ever see Rob Trek, he's the master at this. I still can't figure it out, but I think he muck around with luminance, and then only does her face. Do you see what I mean? Now you can still use all the old ones, the control points, which is the main thing really. That's the main control points. Control lines. Like that. Let's go to what we all came here for. It's the AI one. So you click on this little AI one, you move over here, and you'll see that it now has a little person here. You click down and you can pick the sky, the subject, the background, the people, the animals, the flowers, the vehicles, the hair, the faces, the clothes. Let's pick the face. And it's thinking. AI mask could not find anything matching your selection. You're joking. All right then. What about... Oh, hey! There it is. I knew it would happen. It shit itself. AI mask. Good. You can do selective mode. Internal error. Connection failed on the execute stage. Oh. Why you... Why I order? Subject. Oh, it's completely shit itself. Okay, the only thing to do now, I'll show you how to do it. Edit. Preferences. Performance. And you see how I'm using my RTX 4080 NVIDIA. Use CPU only. I think what you got to do now is you got to get out of it and reopen it, and it'll be in CPU mode. Let's do that. Am I recording? Yes. Now you click on AI. Can you hear it? My CPU fan is going through the roof. That's what it does. The CPU is just like, it's on turbo. So let's just pick people. There, you got it. Got you. Got him. That's pretty good, eh? Look at that. That's perfect. And if you want to just isolate certain areas, like only her pants, only the grass, if it's like got enough definition and contrast between each subject, it'll do it. What I want was her face. So there you go. Let's pick her face now. Just bring it up a little bit like that. I mean, this is a shit photo to do an example with, but there's another thing I want to show you. It's not the best. Luminar Neo is better. Cloning tool. This one here. See, it's not the best. Nah. I'll have to choose clone. And then you pick where you want to clone it. You do another one. So let's just show you the thing one more time. See if it picks up faces this time. Click on there, faces. Now pick it up. You can't. If you miss that DXO, then I'll never talk to you ever again. I think the other thing is it's all local. This doesn't go back to the cloud, so all your images are safe. That's another thing that I think a lot of people like. There you go, it found it. I can tell the CPU's on, so slow. Bring it down a bit. Then now she's got a tan. Say for instance you wanted to pick her arm. So let's create another point. Yeah, I picked her arm. But it's picked her arm, but it's done some crap over here as well. So what you do, easy fix, brush, and minus, and then you delete. There, you delete what you don't want. So if it didn't do a very good job, you can just go fine tune it and get rid of stuff. You see, like that. You can add stuff wherever you want. That's kind of like what I do over in Luminar Neo, because really you don't need to, you don't have to do too much selecting when you're photo editing. You kind of just have to get a general gist of it and just do stuff like that, Anyway, let's go back to Roberto and see what he has to say in closing remarks. Now there you go, that's me trying to attempt to know what the hell I'm doing editing. Now I'm just an amateur and I'm not the greatest editor, but as you can see, it's actually become quite easy now. I always found Photolab a little bit funny with the selection of the subject select, Photolab. But now with the AI, when it does work, they'll fix it soon, NVIDIA people only, it's actually come up to par with my Luminar Neo workflow. So, because Luminar Neo is so easy and it's so intuitive, but now with this, I'm tempted to just use this because it's far superior with the noise reduction and the modules. Like I said before, the pure raw noise, the modules, and now the AI. So, complete package. Yeah. I mean, I still like Luminar Neo, like I said before, because that's what I've learned, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But you never know. Back and forward, there's no reason why you can't have both, says the guy who got it for free. But anyway, you know what I mean. You saw what I did. If you like it, have a go, do the trial. So if I'm going to give you one last tip, you really should go over to Rob Treck's channel, because he does a live editing session every Friday, most Fridays, and he actually gets real people's photos, like all his fans, and they submit it to him and he edits it, and he goes for like a couple of hours editing each photo. That's the best way to learn it, really, and to see what it's like, because he knows everything on all the buttons and everything. So that way you're going to get a hands-on. You're not going to get some guy who's going to edit a photo that's like top-notch professional. These are just regular people's photos, like amateurs like me and you, and you'll see how good Photolab 9 is with just normal photos, you know, photos that have been underexposed and whatnot, you know. And Rob Trek knows what he's doing. So, and also he'll definitely have some coupon codes to get a discount. You know, I haven't got any. I should ask him. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.